Hello. I finished rewatching Laguna Beach season one because they had a reunion a couple days ago, and I watched that reunion, and it just brought back so much nostalgia, but I didn't know that Christina, her, was like a part of Steven's family. I didn't know that. Steven's mom is her godmother. So, and Christina has been best friends with Steven's sister since they were in kindergarten together. Um, yeah, so they're pretty much family, and they grew up together and went on vacations together, and they're actually very close. So I didn't know that. The scene, the camping episode, where Steven dresses up like a bear. They filmed that in the backyard of Trey's parents' house, the bear costume part. Um, they didn't really film in Catalina for that episode. They filmed like around it, but they didn't really film in Catalina. So that is another little trivia. But like, it's fake. Like, it's fake. The drama's fake. Everything's fake. They said that they had everything that they had happened in their lives had to be recreated in the show. So like, their prom happened, and then 3 weeks later, the crew said they were gonna film it. They're gonna have them film prom, and they were like, but we did already. But they were like, we're gonna have you do it. We're gonna shoot it again. We're gonna shoot you acting like you're getting ready for prom and going to prom. So yeah, and they said a lot of the times they would be told, can you say that again? Can you come in the door again? Can you say this instead of that? Can you sit here? Can you do this? And they said in the reunion that a lot of the time they would over exaggerate things for the camera just to annoy the camera people or the people who were doing the show. So there was a lot of times where like some they would be messing with the camera people or the producers because they'd be like, "Can you a bit bigger? Can you make a bigger thing?" And they would be like, "Okay," and then they would like do it out of annoyance. Like they would be really annoyed when they had to. They would be annoyed when they had to keep refilming things, and so like they said, there's a lot of times where they would like try to anger the people behind the cameras, um, and like be a little too over exaggerated. Um, but yeah, the first season is just weird. It's a kind of like a comfort watch for me. Like I've rewatched the first season. I rewatched the series over and over again. I've seen it so many times. The second season, I have it. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow, so I'll talk about it tomorrow. But honestly, the second season is not that much. Isn't that fun for me? Like this was so like harmless. Steven isn't the best person, but he's not like the worst person, except for calling Kristen a slut and Cabo. But um, yeah. So besides that, he's not something I don't understand why they fought over him, but I don't really think he's that cute or has that great of a personality. But like it was just for the drama. So that's fine. I love Trey a lot, and I love Dieter. They're my favorite characters. I think they're really good people. I love Lauren. I love Lo. I don't like Morgan. Morgan is just annoying as all get out. I love Lauren. If I didn't say that before, I do. Um, but like I was saying, like with season two, it's not really that fun to me. Like the drama is too real because Jason, he wasn't the best person during that time. And the stuff that happened on the show really wasn't all that different from the way that he was off camera. Like he wasn't good to the woman in his life. Like he was awful to every girlfriend he ever had. He mistreated them so badly. He has since gone to jail for drug possession and other things. But he went to rehab and he went to therapy for many, many years. I think it was like 5 years. That he was in therapy. I believe he still is, but intensive therapy. And he is not on drugs. He doesn't drink or do drugs anymore. He's sober and he's trying to teach young men how to cope with things in a non violent and toxic way, which is good. And I'm glad that he has changed his life and he has become a much better person. But I cannot, in the Laguna Beach season 2 in the hills, I cannot, though, when he's in those episodes, it just like upsets me so much. So I prefer the first season just because it's so easy to watch and there's not a lot of like high stress and high drama and there's not a lot of fighting and a lot of argument. It's just like very very easy to watch and very chill. And again, it's a very comforting kind of show for me because I grew up in California, so I've been to Laguna Beach a lot in my life. And so it also brings back memories from me of like living in California and going to Laguna and everything. And a lot of the places that they show I've seen or I've been to. So yeah, Laguna Beach season 1. It's a classic. It's fun. If you haven't watched it, you probably won't like it unless you really like grew up with it. But I love it. It came out when I was in junior high, I believe, or maybe around high school. But it was definitely, I think it was like 8th grade for me. I don't remember, but I was young. Um, when it came out, I watched it with my cousins, and we were like, "Oh my god, Kristen's so mean." And now, like rewatching the first season, Kristen really wasn't that mean to me. In my opinion, I just don't think she was that mean. I don't think she said anything that was all that like awful, but then and then it has her brother. Her brother is in like 2 episodes of the first season, and he took his own life a few years ago. So just like to see him, I'm like, oh my god, that's so like that's sad. But at the same time, I'm sure Kristen's grateful that he is captured on video, and I'm sure they have like their own home videos and pictures and stuff. But just knowing that he's here in this with her, it's just that's kind of a beautiful thing. And I also have to mention that I love her. I love Kristen's dad, Dennis. I think he's great. I think he's one of the best fathers ever. He's so good to Kristen and so like lets her just live her life, and I just love him for that. Lo is hilarious. I love when she's talking to Lauren's parents because Lauren got grounded for bad grades, and my favorite thing is when Lo says, "Jim, Lauren is a wonderful person, and I don't think that her grades should reflect who she is as a person." Like that, I thought it was funny the first time I watched it, but every single time I watch it, I'm just like, that still makes me laugh. I think it's one of the funniest things. I also love Lauren's parents, Jim and Kathy. I think that her parents are really cool. Oh, another fun fact: Christina Schuler, her dad is Robert Schuler, and if you know the Crystal Cathedral that was in Orange County, that was her dad's church. It was it was her grandpa's creation. He was an architect and he designed the cathedral, and then he was the minister for it, and then Robert Schuler Jr. he took over, and it got sold due to them not being able to pay their bills or something. I don't know, but it got sold to another kind of ministry. I think I don't know how it works, but it's not in the family anymore. Um, but yeah, so Christina Schuler, the daughter of Robert Schuler, which another fun fact. But yeah, again, it's just really fun, and I will always love the camping episode because of the Steven thing. That is one of my favorite things to ever come out of this show. Is Steven. There's a special feature I'm going to talk about. I'm going to watch. I'm planning on watching the special features for seasons 1 and 2 on the same day because I think that would be fun. But yeah, just there's Trey makes fun of the way Kristen said it in the special features, and his way of saying it just makes me laugh so hard because it's funny. I just love how people like imitate it. Steven, what are you doing? It's one of my favorite things. And Trey said that it imitated Kristen Letway in the special features, and I love Trey. I love Trey's parents. I don't remember their names, but I love his parents and I love his house. It is a gorgeous house, and they still have that house, and it's a beautiful house. His dog, let him say goodbye to his dog when whenever I used to rewatch it, him saying goodbye to his dog made me cry. It doesn't anymore. It doesn't make me cry now, but yeah. So I'm gonna have to say Polster. He was in the reunion, and I didn't remember who he was, and so like rewatching it, I was like, oh, that's him, but I still don't know who he is because he really didn't have anything to do with the show. Like he was barely in it, so I was like, okay, I know who he is now though. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna be watching season 2, and I'll talk about season 2. Um, but yeah, that is it. Goodbye.